Hello guys, it is Team Luke 1665 Gaming here, back with another Game Picks video. So today, before we get started, I'm gonna get over with my pickems. Last week, I went a record of 10-5 on my pickems, and for my YT was 11-4. Massive better week and a really good week, which brings my record to a total for my season pick'em 63-44, and for my season YT that brings to a record of 66-41 for this season. Now we're gonna dive into my pick'em picks. We're gonna start off Minnesota, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Detroit, Miami, New England, Atlanta, Green Bay, Indianapolis, Chargers, Buffalo, Denver, Kansas City, Chicago, San Francisco, and Pittsburgh. Got it? Alright, we're going to start with the Vikings and the Rams. So, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are both set to return for tonight's game. But I don't know if the Rams are going to do well. I got a feeling they're going to be limited in this game to 17 points. Because the Vikings defense, I think they're going to bounce back from Detroit and they're not going to mess around and they will lock in to get their sixth win of the season. The Rams could be a second half surge again, like we saw last season. But we will have to wait and see, honestly. I don't know if that will happen. But I'm expecting a close game, but the Vikings will do enough. The Rams will not do enough. It will be close, but the Rams will not do enough. I think the Vikings win on the road in LA 26-17 and a good win for Minnesota. But I could see an upset in this game, but I just can't in this one. Next up we have is the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. In this one, I'm expecting Saquon Barkley to have a big day for the Eagles as he continues his insane season. Meanwhile, I think the Eagles will do good offensively. I think there will be a big moment in the game when Nick Sirianni costs them, and the Eagles fans are going to go livid on him. But I think it's going to be a close fight, and the Bengals will get a big win because Nick Sirianni will cost them the game. And this will be the first victory for the Cincinnati Bengals this season because they are 0-3, and this, if they were to win, this would be their first home victory of the 2024 season. They have won 2 games in a row by being a Giants team and a Browns team, 2 must-easy win games, and they got it. And now they're gonna get hot. I think this is where the time they break through. Saquon's gonna have a big day, but I've got a feeling Burrow's gonna have a massive day with at least 208 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, while Jamar Chase has 125 plus receiving yards and one of those touchdowns. And I think the Bengals will pull through in this one. They will get a big home win to win 23-17 and a close fought victory. Next up we have is the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. I got not much to say about this one, but the Ravens defense needs to bounce back after allowing. I think it did good for the most part, but the Ravens defense just allowed a horrible fourth quarter. They keep getting close with these games. Sorry if you hear that in the background. But the Ravens defense allowed 31 points. I mean, I was expecting a shootout, but Baltimore was up at the end of the third quarter, 34-10, and then they allowed 21 points in the fourth quarter. You can't be doing that. But I think this I'm expecting a big day for Baltimore's defense. Hopefully, it will get things going for Baltimore. Hopefully, it will get things going for the Ravens because they are going to need their defense to step up when at this point in the season. I think they will win 27-10, and the Ravens defense has a big day against a horrible Cleveland offense. But with the Ravens offense, Derrick Henry could be limited because the Browns has been really good at stopping the run. But knowing Derrick Henry, I wouldn't be shocked. But we're gonna have to wait and see in this one. Derrick Henry could be limited. So I'm expecting Lamar Jackson to have another big game because I think Derrick Henry is gonna get limited. But we will have to wait and see. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets over 85 rushing yards. But I don't know if he'll get 100 in this one. We'll wait and see and find out. Next up, we have is the Tennessee Titans and the Detroit Lions. DeAndre Hopkins has just been traded to the Chiefs. They just traded Ernest Jones. It looks like a fire sale over in Nashville right now. Whoever, regardless of who plays quarterback for the Titans this week, I'm not expecting a close game. Detroit right now, they look like one of the, if not the hottest team in the league currently. They are going to steamroll them on three sides of the ball, which would be offense, defense, special teams, and they're going to get a big win here to win 42-3 and just steamroll them. I am not expecting anything for Tennessee, and this is one of my locks of the week. And we're going to move on now to the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins. Tua is back for Miami. Hopefully they can turn their season around now with Tua Tagovailoa coming right back for this Miami Dolphins squad because they are going to need a spark on the offense because the passing game has been horrible ever since Tua has been hurt. Mike McDaniel hasn't been good either. He has been a big problem since Tua has been hurt. If the Cardinals are going to want to win this game, they're going to have to rely on James Conner, I think, in this one. Or even the running game. Because the Dolphins, I think they're going to stop the pass really well. They're going to limit that. So their game plan for the Cardinals is to run the ball with James Conner in this one. But I sadly think the Cardinals defense is not going to handle Hill and Waddle with Tua being back and Tua throwing balls to them. So, my final score will be Miami 24, Arizona 14 in this one. If Arizona's going to want to win this game, they're going to have to rush the ball hard and make big stops on their defense. But I don't think it will be enough for this one. Next up, we have the Jets and the Patriots. In this one, I'm not expecting, I don't know what's going to happen. Both teams suck right now. The Jets need a win. The Patriots are rebuilding. I think in this one, the Jets barely get a road win against New England to go to 3-5. They still have a lot of, not 10. I think they're gonna win 20-17. I'm not expecting much for the Patriots or Jets either. In this point of the season, I think they're both gonna miss the playoffs, obviously. But Drake May is gonna continue to prove him. He might struggle. This might be his first game where he struggles. Actually, they're facing a Jets defense that I'm expecting them to bounce back. But we don't know what we're gonna expect in this game at all because both teams suck. But Jets win 20-17, and that Devontae Adams trade not looking good right now. Falcons and Buccaneers. So this is a tough one. I think Tampa Bay does get a home win, 27-23. But the bad thing is, Tampa has just lost Mike Evans for the next 3 games, and then he'll come back after the bye. Meanwhile, for Chris Godwin, he's done for the season. And the Buccaneers, I've heard trade rumors about Cooper Kupp heading to the Bucs. I've heard Bucks need a wide receiver. They need Cooper Cup. They need somebody to get a wide receiver. They could trade for Deontay Johnson even. They could trade for Cooper Cup because they are going to need it. Mike Evans is not going to be playing. Their wide receiver one is going to be Jalen McMillan. And then you have Trey Palmer, Sterling Shepard currently. They might actually need a trade for Cooper Cup. Just rent him for the season. That would be a good fit because the Buccaneers are going to need a wide receiver if they want to push for a playoff spot. I think the Bucks are a good team, but now with missing Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, they might have to feed the ball to Kate Otten. But we'll have to see what happens. I think Tampa Bay is going to split the series with Atlanta. But I got Atlanta on my pick 'em, so I don't know. This is a toss up again. But I got Tampa Bay splitting. Green Bay and Jacksonville. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna expect in this game at all. I really don't care, but I think Green Bay is gonna outscore them 34-20. Doug Peterson's not gonna control the team. He's running out of chances. I think he could be fired at some point, but I think Jordan Love's gonna torch the Jaguars secondary. Could see having one of the wide receivers having a big day. Maybe even Josh Jacobs having a big day as well. Packers defense is only going to limit to them 20 points. Jacksonville could have somebody catch it really well. Maybe another breakout game for Brian Thomas. We don't know. But Packers are going to do just enough to win. They'll win by 14. 34-20, I think. Colts Texans is next, and this one's going to be an electric game for sure. I think it's going to be a close shootout between these two teams. The Colts are going to have a really fun time because I think they're going to win this game. Yep, we have an upset. The Colts will upset the Texans, I think. I think both QBs with Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud are going to show why they're going to have a great dogfight and a future rivalry, potentially. Well, I might already be here. But I think the Colts are gonna just do enough to get this road win to go to 5-3. These teams are gonna be fun to watch. I think the Colts with Anthony Richardson, if he can develop properly, and then Stroud, he's already a star. And these two teams are gonna have fun with each other for the next 5 years at least to come, and many years. And I think this is gonna be a really fun game. Colts are just going to do enough to win this one and get a hard fought win, 31-24. Next up we have is the Saints and the Chargers. The Chargers are going to bounce back in this one. While the Saints aren't likely going to have Derek Carr again, I don't think Rattler's going to help much either in this one. I think what's going to happen is Jim Harbaugh's defense is going to hammer, and they're going to get hammered by Jim Harbaugh's defense. Chargers are going to bounce back. They're going to win 27-13. They'll only limit them to 13 points. And the Chargers are going to get a big home win, and they need it bad. Bills Seahawks. I think the Josh Allen-led Bills are going to have a fun day to win, 34-21. I think the Seahawks are going to score points, but I think their defense is fraudulent. I truly don't think the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs. Like, based off their division, they might win the division currently, but I can't see the Seahawks making the playoffs. I don't at all. They started off 3-0, then they got a road upset win after a 3-game losing streak to the 49ers. The other two was Detroit and then the Giants. And they upset Atlanta on the road. And I think the Seahawks aren't going to win this one. I can't. I think the Bills are the much better team right now, and they're going to smoke them. Panthers and Broncos are next. Bryce Young will get the start for Carolina, but I really hope he bounces back because he's going to need it. But sadly, I think we're going to get hammered. We are going to get hammered in this one, sadly. I think it's going to be 30-10. Simple. We suck right now. Moving on. Chiefs Raiders. This is going to be another short one. Chiefs win 27-14. I think this is another log. I don't have much to explain in this one. Moving on. Bears Commanders is next. Unsure if I'm really unsure if Jaden's gonna play. He did not practice according to today. But if I think regardless of it, I don't think the Commanders are gonna win this game. I just think the Bears are the better team offensively right now. I think they're the better team overall. I know Washington's got a young defense and some veterans out there, but the Bears are just going to do enough to win. And I think Caleb Williams is going to explode in the district's capital to win 23-20 and just do enough to beat the Washington Commanders and get a road win. Next up, this is another one I really don't have too much explain. The Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Not much to explain at all. I think the 49ers blow them out again. 30-9. Because I just think the Niners own Dallas and the 49ers do this every year with Dallas. They're going to win, get a big win. I can't, man. Dallas ain't going to win this one. Moving on. And then Giants and the Steelers is my last game. It's going to be a snooze fest. We know it. Both defenses are going to put on fights. I think the defenses are going to have a clash with each other. But in the end, the Steelers will do just enough offensively to win by the Steeler way. They win 17-13, and that is it for my game picks, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like down below and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I will see you guys for Week 9 NFL game picks and maybe a stream tonight. Keep your eyes on it, and I will see you in the next video.